G'day gang, welcome to THY TV. My name is Lee Martinuzzi, the Hidden Why guy. Here at the Hidden Why, I'm all about inspiring and assisting other people to live life with greater passion and purpose. And to do that first, you have to discover your why. Guys, today I'm going to introduce you to a 3-part series that I'm going to call the Why series. And the question that I get quite often, which I'm going to start this series with today, part 1, is what is a hidden why and do we all have one? I get that all the time. So I'm going to try and answer that question. And in answering that question, I hope to be able to achieve the objective today of allowing you to create great understanding of what a why is, what the benefits of a why are, and how you can go about just starting the search for your why. So that's the goal today. Guys, let's begin. So the first question I want to ask is what is a hidden why? What is a why? You could describe your hidden why or a hidden why as your soul, your essence, that core light that shines from within. You could describe it as your true authentic self. For whatever it is unique to each of us. It is truly our own thing that exists within inside of us. And I believe that is our why. That is the thing that we need to search for. And I believe if we can just find that why, we can create better guidance. We can find this greater meaning in life by connecting with that and using that to guide us through the journey that is our own. What I find, guys, and you've heard me probably talk about it in the first intro episode to the Hidden Why, and perhaps if you're a listener of the Hidden Why podcast, you've probably heard me talk about it there as well. But what I find is that in society, we've been so conditioned and domesticated that for many of us, including myself previously, we've lost that connection with our why. We've lost that truth to our meaning, to our own journey. And when we lose that meaning, life becomes a bit mundane, it becomes a bit dull, it becomes a bit insignificant, stagnant. And I don't like that. I feel it creates this suffering within us. So by connecting with our why, by reconnecting with our why, by covering off the dust of that lens that allows our light, our truth to shine out, to take away those cobwebs, we can then use that why to guide us more truthfully through this existence. And that's the experience. This is the experience that we all have. We're all blessed with this life. And to walk off the track that isn't your own, I feel is a big waste. And certainly that's what I don't want. You see, for me, I don't want suffering in my own life. And as I've connected with more meaning, as I've connected with my why more deeply, and as I keep connecting with it, I find greater purpose in this life. And I want to help other people do that too, because I don't want to suffer. I don't want other people to suffer. I am not perfect. I still have my own sufferings. And certainly I have my down days, but the more I delve into my why, the more I seem to be able to remove that. And I truly can say that I live with greater freedom, fulfilment, and happiness. And that's what it's all about, is finding your why. So do we all have a why? I believe we do. I believe for every one of us, we are different. But we certainly have a uniqueness. We all certainly have a unique path to follow. And that is our own journey. That is living our own legend. If you haven't read the book yet, and here's an action tip for you today, is read The Alchemist. It's a fantastic book and certainly will just indicate, to highlight to you what that living your legend is all about, what living your journey is all about. So have a look at that book. I listen to it as an audible. You can read it. Certainly both are fantastic. It's actually read by Jeremy Irons, who's a fantastic actor, and he does the narration for this book. Pick up that, guys, and you can check out at thehiddenwhy.com or my podcast. I have done a review of that book. So anyway, going off track, back to the why. So do we all have a why? Yes, we do. And we need to connect with that why. So what is it about the why that's difficult to find? Well, I don't think it is difficult to find. I certainly don't believe it's like, as simple as finding a set of car keys that perhaps you've lost around the house. You can't just go, geez, where did I leave them? And suddenly you find them and you're back on the track. But as soon as you do find your why, you can use, like the car keys, to get you to the next place. You can use it to travel your own journey. And that's certainly what it's about, but it takes some work. Now, I've interviewed hundreds of people on the podcast of The Hidden Why, and I haven't asked them all this question. I do ask them all the question now. And that question is, do we all have a why? And for majority of them, bar one to date, I believe, have said yes, we do have a why. And what I like about their answers is that they are all very unique. They're all very uniquely their own. But there's some consistencies, there's some similarities in their answers that I like to to sort of combine and go, well, that's perhaps what it's all about. And these are people that are living with greater meaning and purpose. These are people that are living inspirational lives. So you can take out some lessons from these, and that's certainly what I do. I ask them the question of, what is the meaning of success? What is your why? What is it about living life with greater passion and purpose? What does that mean to you? So I ask them these questions, and whilst the answers are all uniquely beautiful in their own, there's some commonalities, and that's what I really like to connect with. And certainly for me, the meaning of this existence is to be happy, is to really use it to find great joy. And to do that, if you can connect with your why, if you can find your why, the essence of your soul, and use that to guide you, you're going to be able to create more of that. I believe as society, we've created these limited paths that we can all take. And on these paths, they're not our own, and they cause this incongruency with our why. And over time, we seem to cover our why. We seem to cover it in gunk, so we never connect with it, because we're just following all these other paths that aren't truly our own. And we're losing that connection within. And I really believe we need to start connecting back within to find our why. If you look at a dog that buries a bone in the yard, he goes out there and buries it, and then months later or weeks later, I don't know how they do it or how long they do it and what really goes on, but I've seen it happen before. They find this scent that they catch onto. And when they catch onto this scent, they go out there and they start digging. They dig here, they dig there, they dig wide and they dig deep. And they just become simply obsessed with finding that bone. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to become, once again, obsessed with finding our why. And once you start digging a little bit, and you get a little bit of the scent, you catch a little, you taste a little bit, then you start digging some more, and you start digging here, you start digging there, you start digging deep and wide within. And the more you dig and the more you discover your essence, the truth, your soul, the meaning, the purpose of your life, the more you just want to go after it, the more obsessed you come with it. And when you become obsessed about life like that, and when it's truthful to you, that's when life really just becomes great. And that's certainly the experience that I'm having and had. And certainly I want other people to have it too. I believe that when you do that, it just becomes beautiful. This life, this existence, whatever it is, it becomes with more meaning and purpose. So that's what you do. You're like that dog. You go out there and just find and dig within and question what is that, and then go on that path and see where that takes you. And when it's your own path, you're going to find more reward with it. You're going to find challenge for sure. You're going to find some days where you're not certainly great. I'm not perfect by a long shot, and there's still so much improvement and progression that I want to do and things that I need to work on. But when you're progressing in a direction that's more truthful to yourself, you feel greater, you feel more free, you feel more fulfilled, and you feel certainly happier. You can go around chasing all those things, the material possessions. You can go around chasing that next thing that you want to achieve. But if you are not first fulfilled within, if you're not really listening to your why and allowing that to guide you, you're not going to find great happiness in life. You're going to get to that next thing. You're going to buy that next thing. And you'll have this momentary, perhaps release of happiness, but it's not going to last. And again, you're going to question, well, what's it all for? What's it all about? I was lucky to ask that question, and I was lucky to... I've always sort of asked these questions, and I guess it's part of me that's impatient. I really don't want to waste time. And a part of that, I don't want to be doing things that don't have meaning to me. So that's when I asked the questions, and that's when I asked the question in my previous career. I said, is this really what I see myself doing for the next 30 to 40 years? Is this really providing me with great meaning? And then as I looked within, I said, no, it's not what I'm about. It's not what I want to do. And that's what I want for you out there listening today. I want you to start digging in. I want you to start finding your why so you can use that to go on your own journey. Guys, you can put out a poster. Let's say if you've lost a dog or a cat, you can put out a poster in the street. And yeah, if you put out a poster, you might increase the chances of finding your mate. But what happens if you put out 100 posters or 1,000 posters in the streets? What are your chances then of finding it? It's just increased, yeah? So the first step for finding a why is really we have to ask that question. Now you might find your dog a cat just by asking a really powerful question. You might ask your neighbour, have you seen him? And then they might have seen him, and that'll give you the clue. But you might have to put out 1,000 of those questions. You might have to ask yourself many different questions. You might have to try many different things, but that's okay, because that's going to take you on this journey that is your own. And that's what it's all about. That's what this existence is about, is going on that journey, which is your own. So you put out those posters, you start asking those questions within, and that is what awareness is all about. And that's the first part of this series I want to give you, is to go out there and create some awareness. Become more aware within. You see, there's so much chaos in this world. Our lives are so chaotic. Actually, I heard this thought yesterday that I thought was quite interesting, is that there's less in this world today to be fearful of than there ever has been in the past, yet there is more fear within us and within society than there ever has been before. So why is that? I mean, you think everything that we'd have would just provide and enhance our lives, but if it's creating more fear, why? What is that all about? Is it because we're not walking our own path? Perhaps we need to reconnect with that. I believe that there's so much noise around us every single day. It's hard to listen within. It's hard to hear that voice that's crying out from your soul, your why. And because of that, that's where we get covered up. So we need to create awareness. And guys, there's many techniques and practices you can do this to create awareness. One would be simply just to start some meditation, to silence your mind for 5 minutes, to go into a different room where no one in the family is, or go somewhere else. Go for a walk out into nature. Go for a walk every day if you can. Like putting out that posters, don't just do it once and hope that you've created it and you found it and that's going to help you in life. Have you ever had burnout in life? I've certainly had burnout where I've just gone too hard for too long, and then I've just gone crumbling down, and I've sort of felt a little bit depressed and sad and going, what the hell's going on? And I couldn't really answer the question. But in hindsight, I look back and I know other people that have gone through this in worse cases than myself, and you can easily, when you go through that burnout and then you start switching off and you go through those stages, and one of the stages is sort of just reflecting within, and then you suddenly start asking questions and you start seeing the bigger picture and you start connecting within, but then slowly you fall back into the trap like an addict. You fall back into the trap of life, and then if you're not really continuing to connect within, you're going to lose that connection with your why, and you're going to fall off track once again. So really, to stay on track, you need to create that awareness. But first and foremost, guys, to find your why, is that you need to really start creating awareness. So as I said, do some meditation, silence your mind for 5 to 10 minutes, go for a walk in the woods, just create some space within. So you can start asking those questions. What is your why? What is it all about to you? What is the meaning? And from there, guys, join me for part 2 of the why series, and we'll answer some more questions around really assessing what the why is, and how to start formulating your life compass, which really, for me, is the navigational tool that will allow you to take more purposeful action on the journey through your life. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please, as always, share it with your network for me. Subscribe here. Subscribe, go to thehiddenwhy.com, check out the podcast, check out the blog, subscribe there. There's some great resources for you there as well. Check it all out, guys. If you like what you're hearing, leave me a comment. And guys, you can always reach me. My email address is available at thehiddenwhy.com. If you have any questions, suggestions, or thoughts on the show, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Guys, you know what to do. You need to go out there and breathe more passion into every single moment. You need to find more purpose in everything you do. And in doing so, you will discover your hidden why. This is The Hidden Why. My name is Lee Martinuzzi, signing out.